All right, Royal Sussex Squad family, buckle up. Today we are going all in. We're diving into the latest smear campaign against our favourite couple, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Once again, the British tabloids and their allies are working overtime to twist every single thing Harry and Meghan do into some scandalous headline-grabbing negativity. But here at the Royal Sussex Squad, we see through the nonsense, we read between the lines, and most importantly, we stand with Harry and Meghan. Two individuals who have consistently shown the world their strength, grace and commitment to living authentically. Now let's talk about these so-called staff cuts. A story that the haters have been jumping on like hyenas. Page 6 and their anonymous sources claim Harry and Meghan have been letting go of staff to save money, painting this as some dire financial crisis. Really? You mean to tell me that a couple who built a multi-million-dollar empire from the ground up, who secured deals with Netflix, Spotify and countless other partners, is suddenly desperate to save cash? Let's get real. Smart business people adjust their teams all the time. In fact, that's what makes them successful. The reality is Harry and Meghan are pivoting strategically, consolidating, streamlining and modernizing their operations. That is called leadership, not a sign of failure. But of course, the royal media machine doesn't want you to see that side. They want to create an image of chaos and instability to feed the haters' obsession. They want you to forget the fact that Harry and Meghan have created Archewell, a foundation that is literally changing lives worldwide. They want you to ignore that Meghan's With Love Meghan brand has inspired so many people to live intentionally and beautifully. They want you to ignore that Harry has continued to champion the Invictus Games and other veteran causes, standing firmly for mental health and community healing. Now, let's talk numbers, shall we? The article tries to paint a picture of a couple drowning in expenses, mortgages, property taxes, travel costs. But hold up. These are normal expenses for anyone running multiple businesses, charities, and maintaining security for a young family under constant global scrutiny. The fact that Harry and Meghan are so transparent about their obligations actually highlights their honesty and independence. They aren't sitting around waiting for taxpayer handouts, unlike certain other royal members who happily spend public funds renovating mansions and flying private jets to environmental conferences while lecturing the world on carbon footprints. Meghan and Harry chose freedom. They chose to work for their income to build something meaningful for themselves and their children. And what did the British media do? They turned every single success into a so-called scandal. We saw it when they accused Meghan of bullying staff, an accusation based on nothing but vague, anonymous complaints and sensationalist conjecture. Look at the language. She belittles people. She doesn't take advice. She changes her mind frequently. Oh, so a strong, decisive woman who knows what she wants is difficult? We've heard this tune before. Every powerful woman in history has been labelled difficult or bossy by fragile egos who can't handle competent female leadership. And let's not forget that Meghan's legal team rightly slammed these allegations as a calculated smear campaign. That's exactly what it is, a desperate attempt to diminish her credibility and agency. Let's talk about the so-called bullying probe that mysteriously vanished. Where are the results? They were never made public because there was no substantial evidence, just a palace eager to protect its own fragile image by deflecting attention onto Meghan. Then there's the insinuation that they cycle through staff like toilet paper. This is perhaps one of the most childish, cheap shots we've ever heard. In the real world, high-level organisations often restructure and realign their staff, especially when pivoting in new business directions. In Meghan and Harry's case, transitioning from in-house comm staff to a specialised agency is not only smart but financially savvy. It's a move that every major brand, including Fortune 500 companies, makes. But somehow when Harry and Meghan do it, it's headline news. And let's dissect this idea that their Netflix deal is worth only $20 million rather than $100 million. Even if that were true, $20 million is still an extraordinary achievement. They created groundbreaking, deeply personal content. Harry and Meghan was a global phenomenon, shattering viewership records and sparking conversations worldwide. Heart of Invictus brought attention to injured veterans and showcased Harry's unwavering dedication to service members. Let's not overlook Meghan's new ventures. Her wine brand sold out in a matter of hours. Do you know what that means? It means people believe in her. It means people support her. The trolls and haters can scream into the void all they want, but real-world actions speak louder than all their bitter words combined. Meghan launched her wine on what would have been Princess Diana's birthday. Instead of reading this as a touching tribute, a moment to honour Diana's legacy of resilience and reinvention, the haters immediately twisted it. They claimed it was disrespectful. But remember, Diana herself was a woman who constantly defied the expectations of the establishment, who refused to be silenced, and who forged her own path. Meghan is doing exactly the same. While Harry is continuing his philanthropic journey, focusing on his family, and even working to mend fences with his father, the cancer-stricken King Charles, the media still tries to paint him as lost and manipulated. Let's clear this up once and for all. Harry is a grown man with agency. He has chosen a life that aligns with his values, a life of service, advocacy, and independence. The claim that Harry is furious and desperate to protect Meghan from negative stories? Good. That is what a loving husband does. Harry has always stood up for Meghan, even when it meant confronting the entire royal institution. That is not weakness. That is strength, loyalty, and integrity. These so-called insiders and sources are simply people desperate to stay relevant by selling lies. The reality is, Harry and Meghan are winning. They are thriving, expanding their empire, raising their children in a peaceful environment, and continuing to inspire millions around the world. They're also using their platform to support countless charitable initiatives. They've helped feed communities, uplift women, support mental health resources, and advocate for veterans. Where is the coverage about that? Why aren't we seeing front-page headlines celebrating the millions of lives they've touched? Because uplifting, empowering stories don't sell papers as well as manufactured drama. It's also worth noting that even though Meghan is frequently accused of throwing staff to the wolves, the truth is that many of these supposed staffers who left have since gone on to praise her. We saw it with the US Weekly piece. Former employees openly stated how much they enjoyed working for her. Yet the British media refused to highlight that narrative because it didn't fit their preferred evil Duchess storyline. So let's be real here. What we're witnessing is a smear campaign orchestrated by an outdated institution, threatened by a woman who refused to stay silent and a man brave enough to stand by her side. They represent everything that terrifies the establishment: independence, honesty, modernity, and above all, love. Meanwhile, the very same people who criticize Harry and Meghan are more than happy to turn a blind eye to scandals and misdeeds within the royal family. They are quick to defend questionable behaviour when it comes from the heirs, but ruthless toward a couple who simply want to do things differently. At the end of the day, Harry and Meghan are living proof that you can stand in your truth and rise above the noise. They remind us that family is what you make it, that true royalty is about service and compassion, not tiaras and tabloid covers. I want to leave you with this: Sussex Squad. The haters are loud, but they are few. The love for Harry and Meghan is global. From young girls who see Meghan as a role model, to veterans who feel seen and supported by Harry, to families who find courage to speak their truth. They are touching hearts every single day. Let us continue to support them, to amplify their good works, and to stand firmly against the toxic media machine. We are not just fans, we are a community, a family, and together we can drown out the negativity with love, facts, and unwavering support. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle cut back on staff to save some cash. Sources: Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have cut ties with their comms team as they focus on saving cash, page 6 is told. Just last month it was revealed the renegade royals had parted ways with 6 more employees, including their 2 in-house reps. Now we're told the tally of staff the couple has lost or let go since they quit as working royals back in 2020 is up to 25, with some departures not yet publicised. The Sussexes Netflix deal reported to be worth up to $100 million. though sources say it's actually closer to $20 million, is also up this year. It's the same old story. They cycle through staff as quickly as normal people cycle through toilet paper. Milk lasts longer than their employees, said one royal source. The couple had hits with their Harry and Meghan docu-series and household tips show With Love, Meghan, but less attention was paid to documentaries Heart of Invictus and Polo. However, the streamer is now prioritising first-look deals rather than overall exclusive contracts, which means they could re-sign for significantly less money than their current deal, we're told. This could prove a headache for the couple, who have a heap of expenses, from travelling to an annual security bill believed to be around $2 million. The couple has lost 25 employees since they moved to the US in 2020. Thomas Cordy, the Palm Beach Post, a USA Today network. As Page 6 revealed, they splashed out $14.65 million on their home after moving to the US. It's now believed to be worth around $27 million. Deeds showed they took out a $9.5 million mortgage to be paid back, plus interest, by the year 2050, indicating they put down a $5 million deposit. They also have to pay a huge yearly property tax of $288,000. They also foot the bill for their staff in communications alongside their personal office, the Archewell Foundation production, as well as employees at their estate in Montecito, California. We're told the Sussexes also have to pay for a portion of their faux foreign tours, which have seen them visit Nigeria and Colombia. The Duke and Duchess's multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix is up later this year, and they may have to take a payout if they stick with the streamer. Netflix Harry 40 and Markle 43 have now lost hard-working Kyle Boulia, their Los Angeles-based deputy press secretary, and Charlie Gibson, who had been serving as the couple's European communications director. They also lost Disha Tank, Archewell's director of communications, and Leanne Cashin, formerly head of operations at Archewell. Markle's social manager and a personal assistant, who have not been named, have also departed. Meredith Maines remains the couple's chief communications officer after coming on board in February after their last PR boss, Ashley Hansen, left to start her own consultancy firm. The only other in-house reps are Emily Robinson, who ironically worked on Netflix royal drama The Crown, and British-based public relations expert Liam Maguire. Maines has also hired a team from Method Communications to help. As the Duke and Duchess's business and philanthropic interests grow, I have made the strategic decision to move toward a more traditional communication structure of specialist agency support, said Maines in a statement. Transitioning from a team of 2 to an agency support staff of 8, operating across 5 different time zones, will give international media and stakeholders better access and critically faster response times to inquiries, she added. In a financial sense, it's cheaper to employ a PR firm as opposed to having to full-time staff, said an industry expert. There have, of course, been a myriad of reports that Harry and Markle are not exactly the easiest to work with. Insiders told us the couple was infuriated and upset by an unflattering Vanity Fair cover story in January, which claimed Markle would be cold and withholding to staffers at the drop of a dime if something went poorly. It was really, really, really awful, very painful, an unnamed staff member who worked with Markle on media projects alleged, as another said she would throw employees to the wolves. Her wine sold out within a few hours. It was unfair. What could their staff truly do about it? Said a source in the know of the VF story. The sources were anonymous and things could not be refuted. The Sussexes were also unhappy with a Hollywood Reporter expose last September which claimed that everyone's terrified of Meghan regarding her staff. A source added, she belittles people, she doesn't take advice. They're both poor decision-makers, they change their minds frequently. Harry is a very, very charming person, no airs at all, but he's very much an enabler, and she's just terrible. Multiple sources told us that Harry was furious at the story and desperate to protect his wife, pushing his staff to work on a US Weekly cover story, quoting former staffers saying they had loved working for the pair. Alongside this, Harry and Markle's former communications secretary, Jason Nauf, famously filed an official complaint in 2018, accusing the mum of two of bullying her staff at Buckingham Palace. In emails leaked to the Times of London, he claimed the former Suits star drove two personal assistants out and undermined the confidence of a third staff member. A Sussex rep hit back saying, "Let's just call this what it is, a calculated smear campaign based on misleading and harmful misinformation." While Markle's lawyer, Jenny Affier, later told the BBC, "What bullying actually means is improperly using power, repeatedly and deliberately, to hurt someone physically or emotionally." The Duchess of Sussex has absolutely denied doing that. That said, she wouldn't want to negate anyone's personal experiences. The results of the palace's probe have never been made public, but Nauf, who is now the CEO of the Earthshot Prize, launched by Harry's brother Prince William, recently told 60 Minutes Australia he wouldn't change a thing about raising his concerns. Markle debuted her rose wine on Tuesday, on what would have been Princess Diana's 64th birthday, a move which did not go unnoticed by fans and royal experts. A source close to the royal household told me it's not lost on Prince William that Meghan has launched an alcohol brand on his mother's birthday, the very mum he lost in a drink-driving tragedy, royal reporter Kinsey Schofield told The Sun. Harry, meanwhile, is concentrating on his philanthropic endeavours and trying to mend fences with his estranged family, including his cancer-stricken father, King Charles. In May, he spoke out yet again about his family rift after losing his fight for government-funded security for his family. In the UK, The Telegraph reported there are some moves within the palace to bring Harry and Charles together, claiming that Harry, Markle, and their two children, Prince Archie, 6, and Princess Lilibet, 4, are being included within Charles's funeral plans. Regardless of what happens with their Netflix deal, a TV producer told us, "I can see Meghan's show coming back for a third season, easily. People just love to hate her." Thank you all so much for tuning in today. If you believe in Harry and Meghan as much as I do, if you want to be part of a global movement that uplifts love and truth, then make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss a moment of Sussex Squad realness. And if you feel moved to support this channel and help us continue shining a light on the good, consider sending a super thanks. It truly makes a difference and helps us keep this safe, uplifting space alive. Stay strong, stay positive, and remember, Harry and Meghan are winning, and so are we. Until next time, keep shining, keep supporting, and keep the Sussex spirit alive. Love you all.